when things get to a head and you need some decisions to be made, I can tell you for sure, the gentleman we have as an IG cannot make any decision. He simply doesn't have the capacity to make any decision. So the current command of the police is done by others. The IG is supposed to be an independent office. But if he cannot discharge that responsibility, it means he's being discharged by people who don't run independent offices. And to be honest, the current IG is the President of Kenya, who is the leader of Azimio. So, if you put yourselves in our shoes, if the IG is also a competitor in the election, you know, where do you start? That's where the problem is. Our concern is when the chips are down and a decision has to be made on some critical elements of the election, if it is the president to make those decisions, and he is already the chairman of our competition, your guess is as good as mine. The IG, the Inspector General, that his office is independent of any other office. And it was done so by the Constitution intentionally, so that the police is run professionally and in a non-partisan manner. What we are beginning to witness is a police service that is responding to political issues. Let me say, for the avoidance of doubt, Mr. IG, as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the government of Kenya has given you every support in terms of resources, in terms of equipment, and the Constitution gives you the mandate on what to do. And you will squarely be held responsible if the police service ceases to be a professional service and becomes a youth wing for a political party or a political outfit or a political side. You will have nobody to blame, because as government of Kenya, we have given you all the resources that are required to run a professional, independent police service. Any politician who is not able to run his own politics and requires the use of police or the use of force or the use of violence does not deserve to serve in any office, any political office, or indeed any office in Kenya. And therefore we are saying clearly that we do not want the trend that we are seeing, that our politics, our elections, a lot of violence is being meted out to ordinary citizens that are innocent while the police are standing and watching. When the police stand and watch while violence is going on in Kenya or in our elections, they cease to be independent and they become accomplices. And therefore we want to tell the IG clearly that he needs to up his game. And time is running out. This afternoon also, I have received communication from the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mutyambai, of his request to proceed on terminal leave because of his health situation. I have, after discussing with Mr. Mutyambai, and in consideration of his service to our nation and his health situation, I have accepted that Mr. Mutyambai will proceed on terminal leave on the 6 months that he still has of his contract. Na sisi kama serikali ya Kenya, msimamo wa katiba na msimamo wa serikali ya Kenya ni kwamba jeshi ya polisi is an independent police force that is not expected to take instructions from anybody. And therefore, we expect from our police force, and the government of Kenya has gone out of its way to make sure that our police service has the requisite personnel, the requisite infrastructure, the necessary equipment for them to discharge their mandate and responsibility as per the Constitution. And we expect the IG to provide the leadership and the command that will ensure that we have a professional, independent police service that does not bend to political interests or partisan considerations. I want to say, for the record, that the police service have no excuse. They should not blame or try to apportion blame to any group or side. They have a duty to ensure that every citizen, their property and rights are protected. The biggest threat that this country can face is if the police service is partisan or responds to political interests. That will pose the biggest danger to our country. I want to ask the IG and the police service, the Constitution is very clear that the police is an independent service, and therefore they must discharge their responsibility as required of them by the Constitution, and they will carry the responsibility if they don't measure up to what the Constitution expects of them.